Except where them haters, where them hoes, where them throws, you know what I'm saying? Cecil.
Instead of a full review, excuse me, of Awesome Con, I have to drop my ego and do a lessons learned because I let my ego get the best of me and thought I could use my DC finding parking navigation tricks, which still work, but it made it so that I didn't see a lot of Awesome Con. I should have just not tried to do that since it was the first con I've ever gone to, and I should have just erred on the side of caution. So here are my lessons learned for Awesome Con. First and foremost, don't try to park in DC that day. Don't do it. And I know where I could have found better parking outside the city and then taken a bus or metro then. That's what I should have done. But I didn't want to do it because I don't want to pay for that. I know how to find free parking. I've been doing it for years. What I didn't calculate on is that every time you leave something, walk to your car, move it, and come back, you've probably lost 45 minutes to an hour. Which means I missed the martial arts demonstrations that I wanted to see, and I only caught a little bit. But it was still good, though. I mean, honestly, what I caught of the Star Trek presentation was honestly worth full price, and I only caught like 20 minutes of it. And that was still worth everything I paid. It was just that awesome. So this isn't Awesome Con's fault. This is my fault. So you lose about 45 minutes. So I could have almost ended up missing the main thing that I wanted to see on Saturday. The second lesson learned it's just to take off work, man. I mean, stop saying you're a grown man and you don't want to, you don't want to look too nerdy. And I should have just been the nerd that I am and just taken off from both jobs. I should have taken that Friday off and I should have taken that Saturday off. I worked Saturday morning at the martial arts class, came home, had to wait for her to get ready and all that stuff. And by the time I did that and then trying to go downtown in the middle of the day when I know there's a lot of traffic, I still found parking right outside the event because I'm like that. I know how to do it. I know how to wait. I know how to spot when somebody's getting ready to move, but it still takes time. So the best thing for me to do is I should have taken that Friday off when I would have seen the main event that I want to see, and then taken a Saturday off so that I could have seen the main events, all of the main event that I wanted to see, and seen the martial arts demonstrations. But see, by the time both demonstrations happened, I had to leave and go and move my car because I didn't want to get a ticket or get towed. So just don't park downtown. Park in Maryland, park in Virginia, take the train in. Or, I mean, even where we are, we could have taken a cab into the city. We could have taken a cab out of the city. The cabs will come where we are. We should have just paid for the cab and just went there and hung out all day, paid for a cab to go back home. So I live in a neighborhood now that cabs will come to. Cabs have taken me to the airport. So they would have taken me there. We just call the cab companies that we use on the rare times that we have to travel like that, and they'll come get us. So that was my fault too. Third lesson learned, lessons 3 and 4 sort of related. Third lesson learned was not for me per se, because I didn't do this. Don't take pictures of people's children. The only reason why I know about this is because after I talk about what I saw in lesson 4, I was still stunned from that. We'll get to lesson 4 in a minute. I'm stunned from that. And I'm walking and I hear this guy spazzing, poor guy. He sounded like he was beyond stressed. It's like, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? And I'm like, what's going on? I looked, and I guess he was in charge of something. I don't know if he was in charge of security, but apparently it was his responsibility. It was his fault that somebody took a picture of somebody's child without the consent of the parents. And he's going on and on about how it's not against the law. I can't do anything. There's nothing I can do because they're not breaking a law. They have to be breaking a law for me to do something. So someone is mad that someone took a picture of their child And there were kids there in costumes. So I guess I could understand, if I don't want I don't want people taking pictures of my children. Well, my children are grown, so it doesn't matter. But, back in the day, if somebody had taken a picture of my child and my child was dressed in a costume, I wouldn't have cared. Now, if they're following me around the whole thing, stalking me, that's different. But when you're in public, how can you stop people from taking pictures of you? You really can't. You can't control that. If they're not coming right up in your face, especially with a lot of the things that we have that are on cell phones and stuff, if you have a good, camera, you can just zoom right on in and somebody can take your picture. So that's why you have to mind what you're doing in public. So lesson learned number 4, which is on that, is I might try to see if I can get like some kind of press pass or something. Since I have a YouTube channel, I'm really thinking about maybe going that angle so I can actually get some good pictures. Because don't think you can I'll just get like just random pictures, just kind of scan around. That's what I kept doing. I would just kind of scan around the room with my phone to get, if I saw people off in the distance, I thought it was a good costume, I would just scan. So that way I'm not going to intrude on anybody. I'll just scan around. Or I'm just weird. I like to see the people moving through the crowd. Everybody looks like they're having fun. So just scan around so you can see how many people are there. And so this is working out great. And some people are like, they see you with your phone. They want you to take their picture. They come up to you and they want you to film them or take their picture. So me and my wife were playing the let's name the costume and the character. And then we got caught like right off guard. Especially me, because I'm a man who is attracted to women. And what happened to me was there was a woman who was wearing nothing but a clam, and I'll leave it pretty much at that. She looked like she was wearing nothing else but a clam covering the least amount that could be covered, and maybe 2 clams covering 2 small dots that should be covered. That's pretty much all she was wearing, and some kind of wig or something. I was just like, I cannot use this footage. I can't put that on my YouTube channel. She's not completely nude. But I was like, I'm gonna get a copyright. I'm not a copyright. I'm gonna get some kind of strike on that. And my wife, first she's looking at me to see if I'm looking too hard. And I keep telling her she thinks I'm BSing. I'm telling you, because she used to be a model. I'm not bragging, but she used to be a model. I'm like, first of all, nobody really looks as good as you do. You're like Michael Jordan when it comes to looks. Nobody looks as good as you. You shouldn't feel threatened that way because nobody looks like you. I'm not just saying that because I love you. I'm saying that because if you're a model, it's because you look that good. So who you think is going to compete with you look-wise, no matter, even if you're older? She's older than me. She's older, and she still looks good. I'm like, I remember one time, she probably don't want me putting this on. Nah, I don't care, because this isn't bad. One time when she picked me up when I was working downtown, this young woman was in her prime. I was still close to my prime, but I was like 1 standard deviation away from prime. Now I guess I'm 2 deviations away from prime. So this young woman came out. She came out in a beauty salon. She was getting it, man. She had her hair all done, everything. Nice brand new suit. She really did look good. But then my wife came and stood by. Was like, hey, I'm over here. My wife was just wearing regular clothes. And that woman looked at her and just was like, oh, she just melted. Like, oh, you could tell she felt bad. And like, oh God, like, I'll never look like that. And I said, no, you look nice. You look nice. So it's like, I guess that probably made it worse. Like, he's just trying to, I was like, no, you look nice. She did look nice, but I mean, it'd be like me standing next to a bodybuilder. Hey, man, it's not going to happen. That's okay. Be like me trying to, compare kicks with Michael Jai White. It's just not going to happen. Except that some are given 30, some are given 60, some are given 100 talents. I'm going to work my 30. Work your talents, because some people don't have any talent. Just like I know I've told the story before on this channel. I was at a tournament. I'm mad because I think I only got second or third place, something like that. I'm looking at the person that got first place, and then I turned and looked, and there was people looking at me mad because they wasn't on stage or they wouldn't stand next to the block. So that's when I said, you know what? I'm gonna just rock what I got. So back to the topic of the video. Those are my 4 big lessons learned. Other lessons learned include buy your tickets early. I bought mine early. I could have bought them earlier. Buy them as early as you can, so you get when you buy them real early, stuff is mad cheap. I should have just bought them then. And in that way, I wanted the photo ops, but it's like I've already spent all this money. See, if I bought tickets super early, then I would have been able to budget. Just start buying I'm gonna start like watching this thing from now until next year. As soon as tickets become available, I'm gonna buy. And then as soon as they start sharing who the guests are, I'm just gonna lurk. And then I'm gonna buy the photo ops. Those may even be cheaper if you get them earlier than if you get them later. And if you live in Prince George's County, Maryland, just like you have to do to register for swimming classes, and you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about if you're near Southern PG or Mid PG. You got to register for those swimming classes over at the Splash Park. You know, if you're not right there, you're going to miss your spot. That's what I have to do. That's the way I'm going to have to handle this. So this is the lessons learned. Buy your tickets early. Don't try to park downtown. Don't take pictures unless people really want you to. And if you do random footage, you might not be able to use it. Because I looked at some of my other photos, like, I can't use that. I can't use that. You might not be able to use it. If I do put any Comic-Con footage up and it's jumpy, it's because, no, I can't use that. No, I can't use that. Not that I have a problem with it. I know YouTube. And then, of course, what's going to happen, says, see, I got this Park and Rec shirt on, right? So I was already told that even though it's my personal channel, they don't want me to do anything that reflects bad on the org. So then all it takes is for a parent to go, he had this, I was watching it with my child and he had this there. So another thing I may do just to be safe is if I put up any pictures of AwesomeCon, I just might make the video with age warnings just to save myself. Honestly, even I got a little bit from the Star Trek presentation. I'm just going to mark that just, no, it's not for little children, so nobody on YouTube Kids can find it. Because really, if any of my students are on my channel, you should be looking at the playlist that I made for the forums, if you're a child. Maybe if you're an adult or you're a late teen, then you can look at some of these rambling philosophical videos for the types of things of how martial arts relates to real life. Because I can't go over that in class. In class, I need to teach you how to punch, kick, throw, pin, do your joint locks, and do your forms. See what I'm saying? But overall, though, I mean, I still had a great time, even though I told you. It's like, I had a great time. But if I had just planned better, I would have had a truly awesome con. And I didn't even get to go to any of the blurred panels because I didn't take off work. And I was going to network with some this. Oh, forgot this. Bonus one if you stayed this long. Get good footwear. Get good footwear so that your feet don't hurt from walking around all day. Mine didn't because I had decent footwear and I've lost some weight. So it's less weight on my feet. So I'm good. Plus, there's a part of me that just can handle walking no matter how much I've weighed. Probably from just a carryover from being in the reserves where you walked everywhere. One point in the reserves, I had blisters on my feet and had to cut it open and put bandages on there. That's how blistered it was. So when you've come from that, walking around on a convention is like nothing unless you're injured. I've even hiked injured in the military, limping the last spot. Washington, you didn't see the medic? No, sir. Because they said, if you drop out the march, you can't go to the club that night. So I was like, People were like, boy, you stupid. Yeah, I was stupid. I was at the club. Ow, dancing. Ow, dancing. Probably people probably thought I was doing a James Brown. I was like, yeah, I got that huge blister and sprain, but I'm still out. Probably TMI, but anyway. Yeah, so get good footwear. My wife's feet were hurting this morning because she didn't get good footwear. So, you know what? If I was you, honestly, and if you're, a little long in the years like I am, man, I'd buy some new shoes for real, break them in a little bit, and just wear some nice sneakers at the convention so that you don't have to worry about anything hurting your feet. One thing, if anybody from Left Media sees this, why don't you try to give us some online options so that you can attend Awesome Con online? Because that way, if you miss some stuff and you paid the price, you can log in, give us a login so we can log into some kind of media area or put it on YouTube. Put it on YouTube Premium. Put it on YouTube Premium. But we could go on to YouTube Premium or go to some other site or something, and we could see like a full capture of like your main events. Like that Star Trek thing, when they're talking about the Star Trek being modern day mythology, that was like, to me, like graduate level work. You could put that up. You could have put up the Ralph Macchio thing for Cobra Kai. You could have put that up. Obviously, just everything that's on the main stage for starters. See how that works. So anyway, I've talked long enough, and if you stayed this long in the video, thanks for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this with people that talk about the martial arts and about events and stuff. And next year, hopefully, we will do it more intelligently from our lessons learned, and I can network with some of the blurs around here so that we blurs know that we are not alone. Instead of just some blurs, a few blurs that have bought my science fiction works back in the day, and a few blurs I see online. Peace. And if you see, she's actually opening up to the idea of wearing a costume, and she's starting to get indoctrinated because she said, well, if we both do Star Trek, we'd both be in the same universe, because she wants to be Uhura and she wants me to be Geordi. I want to lose some more weight and get in better shape so I can be Riddick. I was like, no, I want to be Riddick and you be a Furion. Or we can just be in two different universes. Anyway, peace.